Have you ever felt swept away by someone's charm, only to wonder later, was it all real or just a clever show? Today, we're setting out on art journey into the heart and mind of women's psychology, how emotions and motivations work, how manipulation arises and is often invisible, and most importantly, how to tell true love from mere fantasy. Buckle up for an honest, myth-busting ride through science, stories, and the most real advice you'll find. Part 1. The Foundations of Female Mind Psychology. Understanding the mind. To understand female manipulation in love, we first need to grasp how the female mind processes emotion, connection, and motivation. Research shows women, on average, exhibit heightened social intelligence, reading subtle cues, context, and emotion better than men. This gives women greater ability to nurture, but also more tools to influence behavior and relationships positively or negatively. Key traits: empathy and emotional depth drive connection, support, and problem-solving in families and social networks. Indirect communication. Women, often socialized to avoid direct confrontation, may use subtler, more strategic forms of influence, sometimes manipulation, sometimes soft guidance. Self-protection. Evolution has hardwired caution and adaptability, leading some to develop defense mechanisms based on prior pain or insecurity. Part 2. The Art and Science of Manipulations. What is manipulation? Manipulation is more than villainous behavior. It's a toolkit of psychological tactics, sometimes conscious, sometimes unconscious, used to steer situations in one's favor. It can be harmless, negotiation, persuasion, but is damaging when tied to power, control, or deceit. Common tactics: guilt-tripping, eliciting sympathy to get compliance. If you cared, you'd do this. Gaslighting, making a partner doubt their reality or memory. You're just being sensitive. That never happened. Silent treatment or emotional withdrawal. Punishing through absence of affection. Playing the victim. Shifting blame. Evading accountability. Flattery, charm, strategic vulnerability. Winning trust and advantage with emotional intelligence. The psychology behind manipulation. Research on Machiavellianism, a trait marked by cynicism, strategic social behavior, and low empathy, shows women with higher scores are more likely to use manipulation, emotional control, and even psychological abuse in relationships. This isn't the norm for all women, but Machiavellian traits cluster in those who seek control due to insecurity, pain, or a history of manipulation suffered in childhood. Part 3. Real-world examples. Love and manipulation in daily life. Let's walk through everyday scenarios. You suspect your partner of lying. Confrontation isn't direct. Instead, a wave of tears and talk of feeling unloved follows, deflecting from the actual issue. Your partner breaks promises, but points out your failures until you're apologizing first. Arguments are solved only when you back down, or after a period of sudden, intense affection, leaving you confused about which is real. These behaviors are subtle, but insidious. Manipulation isn't just about big lies. It's also about repeated small actions that reshape the emotional balance in a relationship. Part 4. Mythology and the Architects of Love. Stories from ancient texts. Indian mythology is full of complex female figures. While many are nurturing, some exemplify strategic cunning. Kaikeyi, Ramayana, driven by insecurity, she uses emotional leverage to exile Rama and benefit her own son, illustrating how past pain can become a source of manipulation. Draupadi, Mahabharata. Her clever debates and social wit keep her 5 husbands loyal, but sometimes She uses emotional appeal for her old goals. Goddess Kali, her fierce love is honest. She destroys what threatens her loved ones, teaching tough love and boundaries. These stories teach that manipulation arises not from evil, but from unmet needs, unresolved pain, and the urge to protect one's interests. Part 5. True Love versus Fantasy Love, the Firestone Framework. Decades of research by Dr. Robert and Lisa Firestone uncovered two forms of couple bond: true love and fantasy bond. True love traits: non-defensiveness and willingness to hear feedback, openness to new experiences and change, honesty and integrity, even when it's hard, respect for partners' autonomy, the ability to treat one another as complete individuals, affection and healthy sexuality, deep understanding, curiosity, and support. Fantasy bond and fake love. Defensive reactions and angry pushback at criticism. Closed to new things, relationships stuck in routine. Deception, secrets, divided loyalty, enmeshment and loss of personal boundaries, overstepping rather than supporting growth, lack of affection, routine or impersonal sexuality, misunderstanding, projection, or consistent victimhood. Manipulative or controlling behaviors replace genuine connection. When couples live in fantasy bond, they keep up a public image of love, but preserve emotional distance, resulting in hollowness, confusion, or slow emotional erosion. Part 6. Psychological research. What studies say. Machiavellianism, control, and dissatisfaction. Large-scale studies show women hot in Machiavellianism report lower satisfaction in relationships, less trust and faith in their partners, more controlling behaviors, monitoring, decision-making control, limiting autonomy, higher emotional abuse, belittling, hostile withdrawal, intimidation. Relationships marked by suspicion, manipulation, and instability, regardless of relationship length. Emotional consequences. Psychological abuse often leaves invisible scars: anxiety, depression, self-doubt, and social withdrawal. Many victims report the emotional toll far greater than physical harm. Part 7. The path from damage to defense. Why manipulation happens. Many women who manipulate are not evil. They are managing their own pain, insecurity, or trauma. Social expectations reward emotional intelligence, while discouraging direct confrontation. Childhood models of love, parent-child dynamics, emotional hunger, criticism often predict adult behaviors. Rejection leads to avoidance or clinginess. Crimix makes vulnerability feel unsafe. Over-intrusive parenting breeds control or dependence. Healing means challenging these patterns through conscious effort, not just in relationships, but within oneself. Part 8. Beyond the Dark. Building capacity for true love. Challenging old defenses. Dr. Firestone's differentiation means separating from critical, destructive attitudes internalized in childhood. Challenging defensive habits that no longer serve adult connection. Discovering and honoring autonomous values. Action steps for lasting love, affection. Show and receive genuine physical warmth. Presence. Listen deeply. Make eye contact. Break routines to reconnect. Direct communication. Not guessing, but honest sharing of needs. Breaking tit-for-tat cycles. Choose kindness without keeping score. Support each other's dreams, even if different from your own. Defend boundaries and avoid enmeshment. Part 9. The long game. Relationship cycles over time. How relationships change. Long-term bonds face phases. attraction, negotiation, crisis, and deeper love or stagnation. Fantasy bonds often provide comfort, but hide emotional distance. True love evolves, requiring continual self-discovery and mutual growth. Partners who challenge defensiveness and embrace discomfort flourish. Those who cling to comfort zones or emotional scripts repeat dysfunction. Part 10. Practical guides, stories, and audience reflection. Case studies subdivide this hour with real stories, anonymous vignettes, ancient archetypes, and answering fan-submitted questions. The woman who only uses affection to apologize, never to encourage. The partner who tracks every move but feels absent in daily care. The couple who break routine and nurture mutual ambitions, thriving for decades. Interactive reflection. Pause for sections where the audience is guided to reflect on their own relationships. What defensive habits do you notice in yourself, in your partner? When do you feel most manipulated and when most safe? Is your relationship characterized by challenge and growth or comfort and routine? The road to real connection. To wrap up, the psychology of women's minds, like men's, is complex, rich, and can be a source of deep love or profound manipulation. The question isn't, are women manipulative? But how do we all use our gifts and wounds to seek connection, protection, and love? True bonds require honesty, self-work, respect for autonomy, and continual effort to break damaging patterns. If you found insight here or had uncomfortable realizations, subscribe and join the conversation. Share your story or question in the comments below, or send in a relationship scenario for a future deep dive. Hit the notification bell for more myth, psychology, and actionable wisdom. Above all, challenge manipulation, cherish honesty, and build love that is real and life-changing.